Okay, so on Bellringer 81, it says evaluate each expression below, and then part A, it says 2 to the negative third power. Notice the exponent is a negative number. Some of you are not going to be paying attention and know what we're doing. So look at me. Yeah, I said that sentence was a little bit wrong. Isn't the exponent negative? If you put this in your calculator using the blue buttons that I have told you never to use, you're going to get a decimal, and then I'm going to count it wrong. This is not a calculator class. This is a math class. So we need to understand what that negative number exponent means. That negative just means, hey, I'm a fraction. That's all it means. So in order to evaluate this, since this negative exponent says I'm a what? Fraction. I've got to get rid of the negative first. Because this says take 2 as a factor negative 3 times. Which makes no sense. So I've got to get rid of that negative exponent, and the way I get rid of the negative exponent in order to evaluate, the negative says I'm a what? Fraction. So I'm going to do 1 over 2 to the third power. Notice here, when it has a negative exponent, it's not looking like a fraction. Here, when I say, oh, that negative exponent is a fraction, it's positive. On your quiz that you're going to take, I'm going to give you just this part of it. And I'm going to say, is this equivalent to this? So do you need to know how to write a negative exponent in fraction form? Yes or no? Then to evaluate it, the only thing on the numerator is the 1, and then in my denominator, that means 2 times 2 times 2, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if I give you this, both of these may be the answer on which ones are equivalent, and then you're just going to do your multiplication. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So 2 to the negative third power is just literally 1/8. This looked like it was a really weird number, and then it turned out just to be a regular old fraction. Problem B, we have 8 to the negative second power. What does the negative tell me about this number? It's a what?
Fraction.
Fraction. So in order to evaluate this first, I've got to get rid of that negative exponent, and I'm going to write it as a what? Fraction. So I'm going to put 1 as the numerator, and then put 8 to this positive second power. So to get rid of that negative exponent, you have to write it as a positive exponent. And then to evaluate, you would just do 1 for the numerator. 8 to the second power means 8 times 8. And then, of course, 8 times 8 is 64. So 8 to the negative second power literally is just 1/64. On your Bellringer quiz, I'm going to give you a problem like this. And I'm going to say, pick the 3 equivalent expressions. 1, 2, and 3. Problem C, 5 to the 0 power. Anybody have any idea? Yes?
It could possibly just stay the same number.
So you think it's just 5? Good guess. You think it's 0? Good guess. 5 to the 0 power is 1. Any number to the 0 power is 1, and I'll explain that to you later next week when we're doing those on Bellringers. So here we have the exponent is next to the negative 4, correct? So this says take negative 4, which is in parentheses, and raise it to the 0 power, so that equals 1. Any number to the 0 power is 1. Any number. Doesn't matter what the number is, it is 1.